So my thought process is I want to give back. And there's other women and someone else, sisters out there that's going through the same thing that my family went through, because they're strong-willed women. And women have to uplift each other in all aspects. It's not about, hey, you know what? I got this going on right here, but I'm gonna keep this to myself. No, because there's somebody out there who don't have a direction as to where they're going or what they want to do. But if you hold all the cards, you have to hold all of them. Just give a few away. Give a few nuggets so they can pass it on, because we're put on this earth. We're not put on this earth to take and hoard. We put on this earth to give and be a blessing to one another. So I've watched my mother do that. I watched my mother feed my friends, my sister's friends, take friends in, all that, and it starts with the heart. So I dedicated my brand based on strength, a woman's inner strength. She has to believe in herself. Self-love, self-honor, self-respect. A woman has to know her worth. Because if you don't know your worth, what do you have to bring to the table in this thing called life? So that's how I feel.
I love that.
That's who I am.
Yeah, you mentioned about, I guess you dedicated your brand to women, but have you always had that entrepreneurial spirit? Is that something that's always been in you, or is that something that you kind of grew into?
Well, when I was younger, I want to say I was about 14 or 15, and my mother and I was talking, and she asked me, what do I want to be in life? I always wanted to be a football player because I knew I had that talent. I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player because I knew I had that talent. But and I wanted to be a police officer just like my dad, but it just wasn't to be. And I told my mother, I don't see myself retiring from a job. I see myself retiring from my own business. What business? I don't know, but I'm going to retire as an entrepreneur with my business. And how I stumbled over fashion, my mother used to always tell me how I coordinated my clothes.
Okay.
She said, you coordinate very well, you photogenic, and so on and so forth. So I had a men's clothing line a long time ago. It was doing okay, Let's put it this way. I almost had it in Changes Men's Store. Then some unfortunate happened when you're dealing with certain people. And I got ripped off. Okay. So the women that were supporting me, they was like, hey, we want to do something for women. You're doing something for the men, do something for the women. And then as time went on, I was pondering it. And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks, and once I came up, I took something negative and then I turned it to something positive. And it just started taking off. It started, gaining notoriety and getting that point across. So, and I changed the spelling. So, and the pronunciation and all. And I wanted to give it its original mindset. Because some people say, oh, you bougie, this, that, and the other. No, let me just say this. Let me give you a breakdown. I wish I had the book that my mother bought on that topic, but we can do that another time. But when somebody say you bougie or whatever the case is, take that as a compliment, because that means you have standards. You're not stuck up. You just have standards, and people get being stuck up and standards, just because you feel as though, you arrived or whatever. Of course you arrived, because a lot of people out here is not arriving at all. Some people not even trying to arrive. But it's a difference between looking up and then looking down on somebody. Sure. If you can feel up, but hey, bring somebody up with you. So that's where the line is drawn. That's where that line is drawn, because a lot of people have a tendency of arriving, you're a peasant, but you forgot where you came from.
Right, right.
So no, don't get it twisted. Just because bougie, as people say, and people put the attitude with you bougie, no, you can call it what you want, but that's having standards and knowing your worth. That you're not gonna settle for nothing. So
Right.
that's what I did with my brand. I turned something negative into something positive, and I wish I had got that book, but that's okay because I'm gonna do some posting, and I'm gonna read some stuff pertaining to that book because
Okay.
it talks on that subject.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's what made me start my brand, bringing it all together. And then when I had all this concept about it, this is my mother.
Mhm.
My mother had standards. My mother was ambitious. My mother
Wow.
took care of her children. My mother had a backbone. My mother was a leader, not a follower. So she instilled those values in us and her children, and particularly her daughters, because daughters have to be protected. So when I look back, and I seen all my sisters, how they went through their struggles,
Mhm.
they always had a backbone. And my sisters is all leaders. So that's how I came to start this brand.
Now, I want to pick up on something that you said,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll talk a little. Maybe we might talk a little bit more about it later in the conversation, but I want to bring it now too. But you said something. You said you started off with the men's brand,
Mm-hmm.
with the fashion that was for men,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't gain traction and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the women were asking for a line.
Look,
Talk to me. Can you talk a little bit about being a male in the fashion world, developing, creating gear or fashion for women? How is that? How is that been? What is that like?
well, what I do is I'll see something and I'm like, okay, I see this. I wouldn't do it this way. I'll
Mhm.
add my flavor to
Okay. Okay.
it,
Okay.
and once I add my flavor to it, I have women in my family. I have sisters. I have a creative daughter who, so I'll get their opinion before I put my stamp on it.
Gotcha.
Because what it is I'm developing a skeleton of something, because a man don't know everything that a woman want,
Right.
woman desire. So you be crazy not to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna get some insight from some of these women. And then what I do,
Mm.
I observe women from what they wear, from on their head, their hair, their earrings, everything. I pay attention to how women think, how she dress, everything. And then I come up with my own concept, my own ideas, and I do my own creativity, you know, and that's what sets me apart from whoever's doing whatever they're doing out there. Because I want to be different.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to say, hey, you know what? I like that, and I'm ready to do something with that. So I like that. So and you know what? I'm only just scratching the surface because I'm learning more and more.
Okay.
God blessed me with a talent that my mama prophesied over me.
Mm-hmm.
And when she told me you have an eye for fashion, whatever, I I won't be a football player, ma. Fashion. I won't be a football player. But then I'm like, wow, God gave me this creative mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm only as soon as I put this thing all together, I'm gonna change some things on how people see fashion. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
I like that. I like that.
yes,
I like
that's
that.
that's that's my determination.
Mm-hmm.
So I've uh, um I've talked to a couple of major clothing stores. I'm not going to name it at the moment, but let's just say I'm working on the two last things that's going to get me over the hump.
Okay. Okay.
Women jeans
Mhm.
is coming. Women denim is coming. It's coming.
I
It
like
is
that.
coming.
I like that.
Let's just say that's the icing on the cake.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Mhm.
created a women's puffer jacket with a puffer bag with it. I posted on Facebook and I got some good reviews off of it. So I'm working on getting that out for the fall and winter.
Okay. Okay.
So stay tuned. It's coming.
I
It's coming.
love it. I love it. I
It's
love it.
coming.
Now, what's one word that you would use to describe your journey right now, your entrepreneurship journey? If you had to use
One word. One word. One word. Determined. I'm determined. I won't take no for an answer. I won't take failure as an answer. I refuse to fail. So it may take me a long time to get there, but I'm going to get there one way or another. That's how I feel. So let's just use determination.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Now, I want you to, if you could tell us a little bit about the company and then the products that you offer, and tell first of all, tell them the name of the company, so that they get it, because I don't know if they heard it or not. But then,
Okay.
because you spoke a little bit about how you switch it around, but I want you to tell that backstory, and then tell us a little bit about the products that you offer.
It's Booshii Women's Fashions. Cut and dry. Bougie Women's Fashions.
Can y'all see? Oh, it's my head in the way. Can y'all see that right there?
That's right. Boushii Women's Fashions. Yes. What I did when I created the lettering, I said it was missing something. Okay. So I said I'm gonna take the dots off the eyes, and I'm gonna use eyes for eyes, human eyes, to give it the woman flavor. That serious look, like I got it going on look. And the slogan is, she has her eyes on you. So that's why I created that. Because I want to be different. And I noticed ever since I've been using my eyes, I've been finding people that want to use eyes and that stuff. So I like to be a trailblazer. You know, like I said, I want to lead, not follow. That's what I want to do. That's who I am. And that's in everything that I do and have done. I led, and I don't follow behind nobody. So that's how I am.
And I like that. And many of us, there are many. There's very few. I said there's few people that are equipped to be leaders. Not everybody's equipped to be a leader. Not everybody's equipped to kind of take that, because that's a lot of pressure. Being average, you're not gonna be a leader being average. You're not. You're not gonna. You gotta have tough skin.
And you gotta learn to take the word no. Look, listen. The word no is like get knocked down.
Yep.
You got a choice. Are you gonna get back up, or are you gonna stay down?
Yep.
So I'm gonna dust myself off. You know, get back up, and I'm gonna bob weave some more. I'm gonna duck those punches. I know not. And listen, I know to keep my guard up. I know when to duck, and I'll be good. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, the no's are gonna outnumber the yeses. I promise you. Yes. Any entrepreneur that's listening to this right now, you're gonna get more no's than
if you can't take a no. Yep. And if you can't take a no being an entrepreneur, you don't need to be one. Because the door is going to get slammed. Not only that, people are going to say no, they're going to slam the door in your face. They're going to insult you. They're gonna say some things to you. You know what I mean? You're gonna look at your brand and say, you know what, I got the best brand on the planet, you know? But then somebody gonna come and try to, because you got haters out there. Or you got people who just don't want to see you succeed in anything that you do. You got to recognize that. But it starts with prayer. And God gave me the fortitude to put all this together because he knew what was lacking in women. So I used a barometer that I'm accustomed to seeing in a woman, which is my mother and my sisters. And women have to hold themselves at a higher standard, not to the degree of looking down on people, but to the degree of uplifting one another.
Absolutely, and that's crucial. Now, I want to talk about how Booshii, how it seeks to impact the community. Because I know you're a big community advocate, and you talked about the upliftment of women. How does Booshii, you and the Booshii brand go about having that impact in the community? How do you strive to do that?
Well, first of all, the word have to get out. I mean, I'm a beat this drum, but you impact your community, the women community. That's impact by having each other's back. Women gotta have each other's back in all aspects. In all aspects. That's where it starts at. That's how it's going to impact when you have women uplifting each other, carrying each other, looking out for one another, and believing one another. But it starts with believing in yourself first and feeling good about yourself. I created this brand for women to feel good about themselves, inner and outer. And here's a disclaimer. I didn't create my brand for the small, petite women only. I created this brand for women that's small to the larger size women, because guess what? They all beautiful. They all beautiful. But beauty is within.
Correct.
Once you start believing within and you have your relationship with God, God gonna tell you how beautiful you are. You don't need no man telling you how beautiful you are. When you have that relationship with God and all the pain and hurt that you have, Jesus is gonna heal you. Just know that.
Yeah, and they say that, that clothes, and I've always said this: clothes don't make the man, clothes don't make the woman. But when you look good, when you got that nice outfit on, especially with the fellas we know, when you got that nice suit on, and you looking good and everything like that, and folks compliment you, it makes you feel about this big, this tall, and the same thing for women. When they put together, because we know that women, they put some outfits together. They gonna be together from top to bottom, from bottom to top.
And that's what I look at. That's what I look at.
Really?
That's what I look at. Because let's face it, if we see a woman just focusing on wearing something from the, like a jacket or a shirt, then that would be my focus. Mm-hmm. But you have the whole hookup.
Yeah.
And you gotta, boy.
I mean, and I'm talking not even just not even just the outfit. I'm talking their fingernails matching their makeup. I mean, the whole thing. They will go buy a pair of shoes, a new pair of shoes, but then with the shoes got to come the purse, because they got to go together to match the whole outfit that they have bought and everything like that. So
I got all that. I got all that, homie. Trust me. I got a manufacturer, boy. I tell them what I want, they'll bring it to life.
Oh, cool. And that, now talk about your designing process. You said you have an eye for it. Let's say you take us from when you first see a woman. Let's say you see something that you feel like would be great and that the women would love in the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you catch an eye.
Right.
How do you take it from seeing it to actually bringing it to reality?
Well, when I come up with an idea for a design,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do a rough draft. I do a rough draft of it.
Okay. Okay.
And once I do that rough draft, like I said, I'll bring it past women within my family
Mm-hmm.
or women that I'm close to and say, hey, what you think about this design?
Right.
Tell me what, it was something that you would wear. And if you would wear this design, what would you wear it with?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
How would you wear it? And then once all that's done, I send it over to my man over Pakistan,
Mm-hmm.
make a prototype,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and then go from there.
Cool. Cool. Now, did you always? How did you develop your designing skill set? Because you said you'll do a sketch of it and everything. Like, how did you gain that? Did you go to school for that, or how did you develop that?
God blessed me with something that I didn't know I had. I for it.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't have to go to school for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did not have. It's funny. I did not have to go to school for it, and wow, the way I put things together and the way I see things is amazing. God had blessed me with a talent that I'm scratching the surface with. Because once I get where I want to be, you gonna see. You gonna see. I got something for everybody. I got something. Trust me. Yes, indeed. And it don't hurt being a Capricorn either. No,
Hey, yo, hey, you know it, man. Your birthday is 2 days before mine. So
them Capricorns, boy, we leaders, not followers. I'm trying to tell you.
So right about that. You are so right about that. We definitely.
Only if Michael Jordan was a Capricorn, we've been all right. Now,
oh man, whatever. I said Michael.
That's my man. That's my man. Yeah.
let me ask you this. No, go ahead.
So I just want to say I just thank God for giving me the strength and the knowledge to putting this together. And furthermore, I like to thank God for the future ideas that I have. Because you got to change with the times. But sometimes, based on, I don't want to give away none of my secrets, but sometimes you might have to dig in the past in order to capture a whole new array of things in the present, especially if it was popular in the past. Stay tuned.
And see, here's the thing though too that I've learned about fashion, that it goes in cycles. It actually comes because I noticed back in when I was working for Men's Warehouse, and then I worked for K&G clothing store. And what I noticed about fashion, what I learned about fashion was a lot of the stuff that was back in the 50s and 60s, that stuff came back around, like the skinny ties, that the look that you see now, that European tight, which I can't stand, that skinny, that slim fit stuff, that slim fit stuff, that's nothing new. It's
of
actually,
course.
if you
back in the 50s and the 60s.
Correct. If you look at fashion back then, that's what they wore. That was the fashion back then. So
I'm gonna drop a nugget out there to these fashion these people in fashion. I watch a show called That Girl.
Okay.
It was made in New York in the 60s. And this chick had the baddest outfits on. And I'm gonna tell you this too. They were so nice and sexy that when you see what she had on, women will wear it today. So I said, you know what? I got some stuff up my sleeve. It's coming, It's coming. It's coming. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I've noticed that fashion does go in cycles. Stuff
Yes, it does.
that
Yes,
has
it
been
does.
here, like you just said, it's just, and it's revamping. It's doing it in a new way,
Mm,
because those is the and I guess it's the only that people might be familiar with the Steve Harvey suits. That Steve
yes.
Harvey look with the wide leg. They call them wide legs, but
Hmm.
back in the '70s, that was without parents were wearing. They just called
Yeah.
them bell bottoms.
Yeah. No doubt. They got bell bottom jeans, bell bottom dress pants. I seen a woman when I was in Boston last month. She was hooked nice. She had bell bottom capris on.
Oh wow. Okay.
She
Okay.
had bell bottom capris, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, all
Wow.
right, all right, okay." I was checking it
You're
out.
peeping
Yeah,
it out, right?
yeah, yeah. You know, yes, indeed. So, I'm gonna tell you something. It just start with creativity.
Yeah, yeah,
Once you creative, it's nothing that you can't do. It's
yeah.
nothing that you can't do. You just got to be creative in what you do, and you got to have that fire.
Mm.
If you don't have that, I mean, and your fire shouldn't be easy to be put out, because if you have fire for something and it's easy, if that fire easy to be put out, that's not your passion.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's not your
Exactly.
passion.
It's really not. It's really
You,
not.
I
Yeah,
mean, not taking no for an answer. That's the thing. Not taking no for an answer.
yeah. Let me ask you this.
What's that?
What does Booshii fashion mean to you? When I say that term, when I say that those words, what does that mean to you?
They powerful words
Mhm.
because when I came up with this thought process of putting it together, I know that I'm going to produce and have produced multiple fashionable ideas.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
when you think in fashions, just think multiple fashion ideas, multiple outfits, multiple accessories, you know, accessories that women don't even think of that's feasible to use. That's
Mhm.
where I want to be. It's all about being innovative, but you have to tap into the minds of the woman,
Mhm.
and you have to ask the woman, hey, look, what is it that you want to see in 2022 going into 2023? Like I said, I'm a man. I know some things that a woman want, but a woman ultimately knows what she want.
Right. Right.
And I go to the women who have, how well they dress, how well they carry themselves, and most of all, how they uplift each other. Because that's the statement that I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get out uplifting each other and believing in yourself. I'm never going to stop that. You know, you're that's what it's all about. So when you wear that bougie shirt, you wear that, you carry that bougie pocketbook, you carry it with some standards.
Mm. Mm.
And I ain't talking about sticking your nose up in the air and looking down on people. I'm talking about, yeah, I'm it. I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what she is. Booshii is that girl.
Mhm.
And that's
Mm.
what I want women to realize, that they're that girl. So
Wow.
you're not gonna take no shorts. That's why I created my brand. You take
That's
no shorts.
powerful, man. That's powerful. Now, I want you to give for those that are watching, and those that need to be encouraged or uplifted, and those entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs that they might be the next Corey Johnson coming up, and they see what you're doing, and they want to kind of see what you're doing and kind of aspire to be where it is and what it is that you're doing. What do you think are three steps that an entrepreneur or someone can take in order to, one, create upliftment of the community and be more impactful as you are with your fashion line and what it is that you're doing in the community, for the community, about the community from a fashion perspective?
Well, first of all, you got to see what what's going on in the community. You got to see what's going on with people.
Mhm.
You know, you got to see what's needed. You know, you got to get your point across. Whatever your community is lacking, and if you feel as though you can be a positive influence, because that's what it's about, being a positive influence. You know, you research what's lacking in your community. You know, a lot of people don't like looking at the news because the news can be depressing. I get it. You know, I get it. Just like rappers. What rappers do? Rappers rap about their life. You know, some rappers rap about what Joe Schmo doing in the city. You know, some of them from the suburbs, they rap about what Joe Schmo. They ain't never lived that life. You know what I'm saying?
They never lived that life.
Look, they never lived that life. They front like they live that life until it hit the fan, you know, and then the reality hit in, you know. So, but the thing about it is you have to research. You got to see what you want to do in your community. You know, like with myself, like I said, I seen women lacking self-respect. I seen it. I've watched it, and I feel as though that women need to come together and they need to have a conversation about that. It really it's needed, you know. So I saw something that I was used to saying in my community, in my life, from my family, and I said, well, you know what, man, I don't see this out here. You know, this concept need to be out here. You know, this they need to touch people. You know, people need to come together and make it work. And I can go into some details about how I'm not trying to, you know, call anybody out, but I just want to say this. When it comes down to another woman, don't tear her down because she's not up to your standards. Don't tear her down. Don't belittle her if she ain't got it going on. And if you feel as though you got it going on, hey, lend a helping hand. Be a blessing. We're put here to be a blessing to one another in any aspect possible. So just make sure you make a difference, because the very person that you lift up and you build up, there's somebody out there can do the same for you. We all are up here. We're striving, and half of the people that's up here ain't happy. You got rich people. I'm gonna tell you something. You got rich people out here that's so rich they not happy.
Yep.
You know why? Because they have all that money and don't know what to do with it. They have no clue what to do with it. They think blowing it. No, be a blessing to somebody else. There's homeless people out here. There's people in need out here. So you mean to tell me you would, you know, overlook people that's in need, housing, everything? People not paying attention to that. But with me and my ideas, I have some ideas that's going to work. That has been working. You know, I remember this one woman. She said, I can't afford a Booshii shirt. I got her address. I sent her 2 shirts. And a young lady that I know, she said, you wasting money. Why would you do that? I said, look, if I can bring a smile to someone's face, who just can't afford it, you know, what's 2 shirts? I create them. What's 2 shirts?
Right.
You know, and she took pictures. She was happy. She was like, oh, wow, you know, you changed me. And that's how I am. I don't want to do what other people's doing. A lot of people say, you losing money giving away. Let me just say this. I gave away a lot because I just wanted to have them. I wanted them to have it. Especially if they liking it. If they, I mean, have you ever wanted something and you want it and you just can't afford it?
Mm-hmm.
I want a Lamborghini. Lord, I want a Lamborghini. I can't afford it, you know. So I wish somebody would give it to me. No, let me stop. I would like to work for my own, you know. Then that's who I am. I like to work for my own, you know.
No, absolutely.
So,
but let me tell you, brother. With your Booshii line and what you're doing and where you're taking, because you are taking the community, further, and because of your humbleness in what you want to do, and I'll speak it, and I don't say this to just anybody. This is $1 million brand.
You know what, my brother,
multi-million dollar brand, because I see the work that you put in. I seen the work.
Thank you.
I seen the work that you put in, bro. And for those that will read this article, go to the website. Go to the website and you'll see that this isn't, he's not just talking about, it's not something that's just thrown together, y'all. This is something that's serious. The brand, and it's done in excellence. It's done with quality.
Thank you.
And it's when you put that Booshii on, when you put it on, you're putting on something that means something. Like you said, you have a lot of brands out here that just people people are making money off of it left and right or whatever. But when you have someone like a Corey Johnson that puts meaning behind what is brand, and that's why we do these interviews, so people can know this is more than just a brand. Booshii is more than just a brand.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. It's a lifestyle. It's a mentality. And when you put something behind that, that's why I can say what I can say about it, because I feel it, and it has the ingredients. It has the elements of something that people can support. People can get behind. People can see like, oh, you got your Booshii? Yeah, I got my Booshii. Can you hear women going around saying that?
Yeah, I got my Booshii on. You got yours?
Right.
You know
what I'm saying? That type of thing. So that's what you're bringing to,
yes,
to the fashion world. And I heard you say it. You're looking to change the fashion industry. You're looking to change the way that women think about themselves.
View themselves and view other women.
They need it. They need it in this day and time.
Yeah.
They need it. And especially the younger generation, that generation that's behind it.
Yes.
They need this.
But see, they need it off the strength of the older generation.
Correct. Absolutely.
They need it, because my brand is for women of all ages, but I've done some analytics and a lot of older women, because the older women can influence the younger women, just like younger women influence the older women, It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it really
and I'm going to keep pumping self-love, self-honor, self-respect. That's the Booshii woman. Know your worth. Know your worth, ladies. And let me tell you something. My little brother, he say this all the time. He said, Corey, I'm not saying this because you my brother, but you have a multi-million-dollar business.
I'm just saying, bro. The trust and believe. Any if you look at all of the successful people, entrepreneurs, and I'm talking those that are up there, trust me, they didn't become who they were overnight. It was go up here, get knocked back down here, get up here, go
bruh. Let me tell you, I have to listen. I have to put this out because when you in business, you have to really, really pay attention because people, you can hire somebody to do a job for you, and they will mess up your dream because they know it's your dream. So I'm gonna tell you about this guy. Okay, a few years ago, I had a guy. And I'm gonna make this short as sweet as the best I can. He was printing up my shirts.
Okay.
I gave him a lump sum of money. I went and got a lump sum of shirts. People's on Facebook inboxing me and so on and so forth. I took it to him to print this stuff up. Well, a young lady walked into his office on 25th Street. Okay. He kept asking her to buy his shirts, begging her, in fact, from according to what she was telling me. So she finally decided to go in there and buy a shirt. Okay. Well, she saw my shirt and was like, "Ooh, I like this. I want 7 shirts." So he got mad. She said, "My cousin is Fantasia. I'm gonna make sure Fantasia get one of these shirts. She have a concert in Orlando. We going to Orlando."
Oh, wow. Wow.
So she asked for my number. She called me to set it all up. I gave her a deal on the shirts.
Oh, absolutely.
Call me back 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later. Corey, he said he's not collecting your money because he ain't your flunky.
Oh.
I said, bruh, when I eat, you eat.
Come on, man.
You eat, bro. So, okay. I talked to him on the phone. "Oh, I ain't collecting your money." I said, "All right, no problem." But she already told me why he was mad. Because she went in and bought one of his shirts, wanted 7 of mine.
Yeah, he was big mad. He was big mad.
So what he did, he ripped me off. He took a considerable amount of money from me.
Okay.
But God gonna bless it. God gonna give it back.
Absolutely.
So he took a considerable amount of money from me, right? When I saw him in 2022, I'm not going to tell you what happened in 2015. I'll tell you off air in 2015. But I saw him in 2022. Now, God has transformed me, and he's still working on me. But when somebody rip you off for a considerable amount of money, we all know how we would act.
Right.
So when I saw him, he looked at me, I looked at him.
He knew.
And he got swole, like he was ready. He was ready for something.
Right.
You know what I did? I walked right past him. Because he ain't worth it. He wasn't worth it when I saw him prior to that, and he ain't worth it in 2022.
I feel you on that, man.
So guess what, bro? You may have think you got away. You ain't get away, because guess what? God is watching you. I got this feel right. God is watching me. He's watching you. So be careful. Listen, be careful. Karma is real.
Yeah.
Karma real. That you sow good seed and you sow bad seed.
Absolutely. Now, why do you think it's important for you and for other entrepreneurs to collectively move the community forward? And what you're doing, this movement that you have, this Booshii movement that you have. Why is that so important to you?
To move the community forward?
Yeah.
Because we've been knocked down for so long. We need something here in Baltimore that's relevant. And I think the reason why we don't have anything in Baltimore that's relevant, because we're so busy tearing each other down. Every time you turn around, somebody hating. We had artists. Stop hating on each other. Stop hating. And like I said, it's not just about the women uplifting each other. The brothers gotta uplift each other too.
Correct.
I'm just using a concept because it's prevalent when I see women do it. It's, I see it. I see it. I see it and I hear it. So I'm like, okay, I want to make a difference for my sisters.
Yeah.
For these
Yeah.
women out here. And also, listen, I didn't create this brand just for African Americans. I just want to put that out there. Because women as a whole, this is about women as a whole. But since we're on a topic of my community, the floor is open. You know, that conversation is definitely needed.
You got to take care of home first. And Katura said it's not just Baltimore. You're absolutely right, Katura. It's not just Baltimore. Trust and believe. It is definitely a widespread mindset that needs to be shifted and moved.
No doubt.
And everything like that. So what's next for you and Booshii Fashion? What you got? I know you ain't gonna give away the secrets and all of that, but can you tell people kind of what you're working on? You got a fall line that's out now that that people can get and everything like that. Kind of tell them a little bit like that.
My fall line, I'm finishing up some ideas for women jeans.
Okay.
The denim aspect of Booshii. And I'm ready to make some noise with that because this department store made it perfectly clear. These two major department stores made it perfectly clear
what they wanted.
You know, once you enter the jean aspect, there's no turning back. We can talk.
Wow.
We can talk.
Okay. No,
so
that's tight.
And that's the good thing. See, one of the department stores, by chance, a co-worker of mine bought a shirt and a hat from me.
Okay.
Wore it at a cookout.
Okay.
And one of her relatives who worked for this department store, who's this? What's this you got on?
This you got on.
She really couldn't explain because she just knew she liked it.
Right.
She said, but I'm gonna give you his number. So the lady called me up and we was, phone tagging each other. Cool. When we finally got a chance to talk, she said, I like your brand.
Wow.
She said, I like what it means. What you plan to do with it? I said, honey, what I'm not planning to do with it. I start sending her my designs. I start sending her, and she was like, oh, you have everything just about. She said, but you're missing one thing that it's going to get you over the top.
Okay.
She said, you need some denim, baby. I said, I'm working on denim. I just got to find the right denim place to give me the quality denim that I need. I found it. So now I'm in negotiations of getting that done.
Okay.
So when them samples come back, them sample jeans come back, you're going to be seeing Booshii jeans on some butts. So
I love it, man. And here's the thing too, and I want to ask you about your products that you already have out there, because it's fall and winter season. Do you have because I call it's hoodie season. I got
plenty of hoodies.
Hoodies. So you got the hoodies, you got the long sleeve t-shirts.
I got all
of that people can get.
Yes. Go to the website www.booshii BOOSHII.com. You're gonna see an array of things that I have on.
I love that.
And
to my next question, but that's cool.
It's gonna be after a while I'm gonna make it a smorgasbord. Once you buy one thing, you're gonna want another. And that's how I want it to be. That's how I want to impact my community, and I give back. I do give back, so I'm going to be donating when I get with my sister, a friend of mine, Deneen, she goes over to Africa Ghana,
Man. Yes,
and
sir.
I'm gonna be donating some shirts over to Ghana.
Mhm.
I'm going to be donating shirts to homeless
Mhm.
women and little girls. So some shelters. I'm gonna be doing some donating.
But
So
I want you to talk about too. I don't want to forget it, because you made a point to emphasize this. That Booshii's doing something this month with it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I want you to talk about that and mention that too.
oh well, again, trying to be different, trying to be innovative. Created uh a few breast cancer awareness designs. I created She's in a fight of her life, and that's representing, obviously she's fighting. She's going through it, you know, and wearing that shirt, everybody see what she's going through, and that's representing her. And I created an opposite. She won the fight. She earned her stripes.
Mm.
She can encourage other women to not give up, as she didn't give up. So, ladies, whatever it is that you're going through, breast cancer or any type of cancer, don't give up. You have a purpose here. Until God call you home, you have a purpose here. Always, and never give up fighting. Never give up believing, and always help uplift each other. I cannot say that enough, because it makes it easy on us men when y'all love each other. When
Say that
y'all,
again, fool. Say that again, fool.
it
I don't
does.
think they heard you. I don't think the ladies heard you say that.
When y'all love yourself and y'all recognize and realize y'all self-worth, you will make it easy on your significant other, your man. You will make it so easy on your man when you love yourself, and vice versa. But we're not talking about men right now. We're talking about women, because this is about uplifting each other and believing in yourself. It makes life so easy when, whew, man, you ain't a man. Listen, the Bible says a man would rather be on a rooftop than be in a house with a nagging woman.
In a corner on the roof.
And the thing about it is, a lot of women don't know their worth. They don't. I want to get it out there that, hey, you have worth. You have worth. You're a human being. You're a flower. You precious. But you gotta know it. You gotta know you're precious.
Absolutely.
Believe in yourself, sister. And when you start building yourself up, don't tear nobody else down. Stay up and bring somebody with you. So both of y'all and the more of y'all can build a sorority type. Because that's what this is all about. You know, I'm building a sorority of women of self-love, bonding together. Because that's what it's about. I'm just doing my own version of a sorority of all nationalities, all colors, all creeds, all shapes and sizes. You're worth something with all shapes and sizes. Just remember that. You're worth something.
This is what we do, y'all. Upwards Conversations. Mr. Corey Johnson. I'm telling y'all, this is the essence of what Upwards Magazine is about. Bringing you individuals like this that are passionate about what they do. They're passionate about the community that they are part of. They're passionate about the community that they serve. And they strive to make us better. And y'all know me, anybody that listens to me, I always say, my mission, my purpose is to make you better by the end of the year. than you were at the beginning of the year. And the way that I do that, I promise you the way that I do that is by being a part of things like this, being a part of Upwards magazine, being a part of Upwards conversations, knowing a Corey Johnson and what he's doing for women. Y'all don't hear, y'all not gonna hear this everywhere, I promise you. A Black man that wants to and whose purpose is to uplift women overall, but more specifically Black women. That's what Booshii is, y'all. That's what Upwards Conversations is about. That's what Upwards Magazine is about. We're about uplifting people, making people, just simply making people better. That's what we do. So Corey, if you can give your contact information one more time where people can go, they can purchase their Booshii material, they can buy their Booshii products. Y'all see it right there. That's the name. I'm gonna move my head up a little. Right there. I can't get this together right there.
It's
right
www.booshii.com. Email address mybooshii, MYBOOSHII 10 at gmail.com.
Absolutely. Ladies, go get Booshii. Go get Booshii. This is another. Yep.
She'll be well worth it.
Come on now.
She will be well representing it.
Absolutely.
There's nothing of it. I'm telling you.
That like it, y'all.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
It's coming, y'all.
It's coming.
I'm telling you, go check the website out. Y'all will buy, y'all will want to have Booshii on. I'm telling you. It's a great line. It's great fashion. It's quality fashion. Something that is, and now you know what's behind the name. That's big. That's huge. That's what we do. Corey is on the cover of the current issue, the October issue of Upwards Magazine, y'all. You can check out the magazine. Go get your digital. You can go to the website, http://upwardsmagazine.strikingly.com. You can check us out on Facebook, Upwards Magazine, as well. You can actually also go to our YouTube channel. We want you to go to our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel. Check out our other Upwards conversations that we have with other covers of the magazine. I promise you, all of these conversations are uplifting. They're powerful. They're rich. They're gonna bring you some of the people that you're not gonna readily hear about anywhere else except for in Upwards Magazine. His article is in the magazine as well. You want to go read more about him. You can read even more about who he is, what Booshii is, and the impact that it's having in the community. Because we want it to be Booshii to be a household name, just like Fubu, just like Fat Farm, just like all of the other Black designers that are out there, that were out there.
Just like BB.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
I made my own rhinestone version. I got some nice rhinestone shirts as well.
Yes. So. Absolutely.
Yes.
So go check it out, y'all. Y'all will be pleased. Christmas time coming up too. So Booshii makes a nice
Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Man, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I appreciate you. You know I do. This is what we do. We uplift each other. As you said, we uplift each other as brothers. We uplift each other as sisters as well. Y'all do the same, and then we uplift each other. This has been another Upwards Conversation with your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. We'll talk to y'all soon. Have a great day.
All right, Dr. Lee.
Absolutely. Yeah.